Welcome, Immaculate. So you're the head of advocacy and strategic litigation at the Uganda Network on Law, Ethics and HIV/AIDS, UGANET. And you also serve on 2 International Community of Women Living with HIV ICW boards, ICW East Africa and ICW Global. Amazing to have you with us. Now, I'd love to hear about some success you've had in supporting some recent criminalization cases. I think one's involved breastfeeding or comfort nursing, and another one involved really very unusual accusations targeted at a babysitter living with HIV. Can you tell us how your intervention made a difference?
Okay. Thank you so much, Edwin, and good, hello, everyone, from wherever you are. So the success from Uganda, the 2019 and 2020 was such a bad year for the movement around HIV criminalization. We had a lot of media that was targeting people living with HIV. And some of the cases, one of the cases that I would prefer to call just Sylvia's case. Sylvia was a case that happened in northern Uganda on this young woman who had gone for a visit for just a tour in Kidepo National Park in the northern part of the country. And there she is, she goes with a friend, and on their way, they make a sleepover. And before she knows it, she played with this baby. As she comes back from her tour, she's taken to police cell and over the allegations that she had pricked this baby under the armpit. That was a sad story. It was all over the media. This woman was in a region where she did not understand the language because she's from another region of the country. So every time she applied for bail, she was denied bail on the reason that she's living with HIV, but secondly, that she's not from that part of the country. So she stayed in prison cells for over 7 months until we happened to learn about her story in the newspaper article. And it was a screaming article. Woman infects a baby with HIV. So we rushed in and appealed in the High Court. And it is at High Court where we managed to at least get her. But this had served unfair sentence in the lower court for 7 months. So that is one of the cases that we handled. But the second story is on this young woman that is alleged to have breastfed a baby. And this was just a baby who crawled to her house, and she was seated in the house. And just like any other mother, she picked up the baby and started to play with the baby. And as the mother comes in and finds her playing with the baby, the mother makes an alarm that she's breastfeeding the baby. And the neighbors, the community we live in, the neighbors came. Before she knows it all, she's taken to police. And the first thing under our criminal justice is to test you for HIV. She did not know that she was HIV positive. She just learned on that day. Before she knows it, she's in police cells, and then she's remanded to prison. And we intervened also after seeing this matter in the newspaper, and quickly we managed to get her out of bail. So those were 2 cases that we came across in 2019. But before that, we had Namubiru's case, and this was also another alarming story. Then after that, we have the HIV Prevention and Control Act petition in Parliament. So as for Uganda, 2019, right from 2018, that's Namubiru's case, to where we are at today, HIV criminalization case still coming to our faces. Some have a success, like Sylvia's case is a success, and there is a judgment link that we shared. And others, we are just still in the process. The breastfeeding case is the case of where we got her out on bail. So we are still pursuing it, but we are still really positive that we managed to get those successes, and we're at that level. Yeah.
Yes, unbelievable. And so thank you for those interventions. But I know you've been challenging the HIV criminalization, forced disclosure and mandatory testing provisions in Uganda's HIV Prevention and Control Act since you launched the campaign in 2016. And finally, your petition is about to be heard. Are you hopeful that the Constitutional Court will make the right decision?
Yes, thank you, Edwin. It has been a very long waiting journey from 2016. We've waited. The courts were silent until this year in August, when finally the case was set for mention. It was exciting. We're like, finally, it sees the eyes of the courtroom. And at that point, we realized that actually government had not responded to our petition, 6 years of being in court. So immediately from our engagement in the courtroom, the judge asked the government to actually respond. And in the response, they quickly came to us and said, we actually want to concede. We see what you're raising in the petition is actually making sense. And we've got government side writing saying that actually what they are raising is not good at all. We do not want to see these sections in the law that criminalizes. So we are seeing light. We are still positive if the government doesn't change in any way from the discussion right now as we go into the issue of having our conferencing notes. We see that government is somehow coming to our side. So it is exciting, and we are at the same time being hopeful that we will see this case come to a conclusion, a petition come to a conclusion, but also a conclusion the right way. And one thing we celebrate here as we start at the introduction is how we bring in HIV science into our HIV petition. In fact, that paper was very, very fundamental in our petition. We had Dr. Paula Mandra, who was one of the writers, give us her affidavit. So we are excited. We believe we've put enough evidence before court, and we believe that this case will come out to the positive that we want. So we are at that stage where really just having that positive feeling, but we hope it all comes to the best.
Yeah. Absolutely, and yeah, let's keep that positive vibe going. I hope for your country and for the region, for your neighbour in Kenya, for the whole of the region. I hope that that you're successful in your challenge. You definitely ought to be. You're on the right side of history. So for now, thank you so much, Immaculate Owomugisha. We'll see you later for the Q&A. And now let's hear about some remarkable successes in the United States.